Never fails. Every January, you see videos about people resetting their life, their goals, financial, professional, health-wise. Well, for me, I've got some goals to reset. Yep, some health goals and some disc golf goals. Now, we've talked about this before. I don't have any aspirations of becoming a pro disc golfer. I'm not going to win any big tournaments or I don't know if I'm going to win any tournaments, but I just want to, I want to be able to play well when I go play. Everybody says the most fun wins, right? You always hear that. A lot of times you hear that when someone's not doing that great. They're like, hey, most fun wins. Well, I don't know about you, but when I'm walking away with a bunch of bogeys, double bogeys, and I'm scoring big, that's not fun. That's not fun to me. So when I say I want to go out and have a good time, I want to be able to walk away with pars and birdies more than bogeys. So this is what I'm doing for my January. For January, I'm resetting. I'm setting a baseline. I'm going to measure my distance because I want to have some usable distance. I'm not going to try to win any distance competitions. Just try to get some usable distance to turn those bogeys into pars and birdies. Also, I'm going to be honest where I am physically. As you can hear, I'm a little out of breath. All I did was walk from one hole to the next. Now there was a little bit of elevation, but I shouldn't be out of breath like this. 5 years ago, I wasn't out of breath like this. 12 years ago, I was running marathons. Well, I ran one marathon, but still, I did a lot of running. I should not be out of breath. So, setting a baseline where I'm at physically, setting a baseline where I'm at in disc golf, and I'm going to work on it, and I want to see the progress we make. I should not be this out of breath. Let's talk about my health. I've been back at Dynamite Discs for a little over 6 months, and I do a lot of driving. And let's just be honest, I got lazy. I stopped going to the gym as often. I started eating more fast food while I was on the go. The holidays came around and it became even more of just eating junk food and not paying attention to what I was eating, just getting what was convenient. So that reset's pretty straightforward. Get myself back to the gym, sitting outside of Genesis here in Emporia right now. Getting back to the gym, getting back to eating healthy. I'm going back to what they call a dirty carnivore style of eating, where if you're strict carnivore, you don't eat any sauces or spices. You just have salt and beef. I'm just going to have my meat and my cheese, and I'm not going to worry about sauces. Pretty simple, straightforward reset. Just get back to what I was doing before and just put in the work. On the disc golf side, I want to get usable distance. I'm not looking for max distance. I'm not looking to set any records, but I want to make sure that when I go out on a course, I'm getting pars and not bogeys. This brings me to a few molds I want to talk about. I was sitting down with Eric and we were looking at the 2025 sellers list. We were looking at the top molds that sold for 2025. And I noticed at the bottom, there are a couple of molds that I like that I was surprised that they're at the bottom of the list. They're not bad discs. I just wonder if people don't give them a fair shot, or maybe they need a second chance. We're calling these our forgotten flights. Now these three discs that were they weren't at the very bottom, but they were towards the bottom. These are three discs that I actually have in my bag, so I want to talk about them. The first one is the Vandal. This is a speed 9 with a turn of about a negative 1.5. This is a disc that I think more people should try. For me, it flies straight and gives just a little turn when I get a clean throw. Next up is the Maverick. This is one of my favorite fairway drivers, and I really need to stop letting the fact that it's only a speed 7 stop me from throwing this off the tee. This is such a great disc. And finally is the Deputy. I remember when this first came out and we did our first Is This Disc Right For You episode with this disc. I was sold from the first time I threw it. And I'm going to tell you something. I am so super stoked about the Deputy. Why am I stoked? Because as a casual disc golfer that doesn't have a lot of power, I don't get to see discs flip to flat a lot. I don't get to see them turn over or go flat. You know, yes, I can find the right disc, but it's like I really got to work at it. But the Deputy, so comfortable, so smooth. I was able to get that thing to go flat and glide really nice for me. All right, let's go out and throw a few holes with these discs and see how they fly for me, and maybe give you a second look at some really great discs. Okay, so this one, hole 15, it's about 327 feet to the basket. I'm not getting there all the time. I'm not getting to the basket all the time. So I just want to put it somewhere in the middle there, somewhere in that middle fairway. So I want something nice and straight, like my Vandal. Okay, as you can see, that one I threw it a little low, but still nice straight flight. Nice little fade at the end. Sets me up for a really nice shot toward the basket. Okay, that one felt good. That one felt good coming out of the hand and everything. That one had a good, nice little turn. That one got me the most distance out of all the throws I did with the Vandal out here on hole 15. Hole 2 at Jones East, par 3, distance 342 feet. Now again, the way I'm playing now, I'm not getting all the way there, but I got quite a bit of a tailwind, and I want to see what the Maverick does. I've got a brand new Fusion Maverick and then a beat-in Dymax. So let's see what the Maverick does. As you can see, that one I didn't quite get it to turn over, but it still landed me safe in a fairway where I can just do a nice little upshot to the basket. For that second one, I did throw it kind of out a little bit, so that understability of the Maverick will bring me back in, but then I've got a little bit of tailwind and a little bit of that natural fade of the Maverick brings it right back in the middle. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is hole 17 at Jones East. This is the short tee pad, par 3, distance 220 feet over the pond. Now, if the pond was any bigger, I'd be grabbing one of my drift discs. But at 220, I should be able to clear that pond, no problem, even with my putter. And like I said before, the Deputy changed my perspective on throwing putters. If I need something really controllable and I need that putter control, then I grab my Deputy for sure. All right, so let's see what happens. See if I can get up on that island. Okay, just shy of hitting right on the island. But as you can see, like I said, the Deputy got a nice understable turn for my throw and then a nice gentle fade. Okay, that one, that one landed and hit the rocks. So I got even closer. Now, as far as the Deputy as a putter, I really like the feel of it. It's got the tiniest micro bead on it. I like the way it feels in my hand. But what I really like is its flight. It's stable to understable flight for me. Now we know with a putter, with putting, anywhere from 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, you really could make just about any putter work. But what I noticed when I was putting with the judges, for the Mr. Breeze judges, love the stamp. But I just noticed when I would, at certain lengths, when I would release it, it just wasn't working for me. It would fade too hard, too fast, and I just wasn't used to that. I was used to the Deputy that gave me a little bit more of a flat flight before hitting the chains, before it actually started to fade into the chains. So that's why I'm going back to the Deputy as my putter, and this is going to be my putter of choice. So for the distance, for setting my baseline in the distance, so I'm not, like I said before, I'm not looking to get like big PR max distance, right? I want workable distance. I want more pars, more birdies than bogeys. So, and I know one of the secrets to that is getting closer to the basket. Now, obviously I want to get workable distance. In other words, I want to be able to get consistent distance, but also be able to be accurate with that distance. But before we get to that, I've got to figure out, I've got to work on my distance, right? So I want to set a baseline. Again, January is all about resetting. So I want to set a baseline of this is where I'm at when it comes to throwing. And if these changes I make in my health to get healthier, these changes I make to my form, these changes I make of getting out and playing more, Will they help me get better distance? And working on my distance, will that help me get better distance? Okay, so for this setup, I have a stack full of Treasons. As you can see, I really like the Treason. Actually, that's not a Treason. That's the mystery disc. How'd that get in there? I have 7 Treasons. As you can see, I'm liking the Treason. These are the prototypes that me and Eric got to kind of do some videos on them. And then when the first ones came out, I bought 2. This one, I don't know how I got this one. This was, oh, and then we released a Lucid, this little fox stamp, which is really good. And then we also sent this one to AmWorlds, I believe. We sent this with a little funky QR code. The QR code doesn't work anymore, but we had some fun with the QR code and made this cool little stamp on this Treason. But I'm gonna pick 5 because I'm gonna only throw 5. And I did a few warm-up throws already. So I'm gonna throw, I have 3 first run Fusions and 2 prototype Treasons. Let's see out of these 5, which one throws the farthest for me today. And just FYI, I've been filming this through the month of January so far. And I've already started my running program. I'm doing a Couch to 5K, so I've started some running, and I've got back to the gym, and I'm doing some full body stuff. See, I'm already out of breath. I should not be out of breath after throwing a few warm-up throws. All right, here we go. Okay, that was a soft release. That wasn't too bad of a throw. Woo-wee! That one's looking good. That one's looking good. Oh, ooh, 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 that one looks good. Okay, so it's a little muddy, so I'm gonna move this over. Oh, I threw that one in the ground. Plus I slipped in the mud a little bit. So I'm gonna move you again. Oh, okay, that one looks pretty good. All right, let's measure these bad boys out. Since I had the mystery disc on me, I'm gonna see what happens with the mystery disc. See if I can get a good toss with it. Okay, I initially was gonna use the Treason. If I throw that mystery disc further than the Treason, I may have to, okay, so I'm gonna include it. I'm gonna do 5 throws of the Treason, and then I'm gonna include the mystery disc, because as we get closer to the release date for that disc, I am very curious to see how it does. Remember, it's a lightweight disc. I believe that one's 156. There's the mystery disc. So I didn't throw, although I threw the mystery disc pretty far compared to the other ones, it's not the farthest. So the farthest one is not that one, it's that one. It's a prototype, and the distance is 326. This is farther than when I first got, remember I did the video about the unstable discs farther. So we're talking about 250, about 253. So I had one that was pretty short, then I had 2 that was probably at 315-ish, and then one at 320, and then the furthest one is 326. So that's good. We got a starting point. Now, no judgment on this video, no judgment on my throws this time around. This was just to see where I'm at, get a starting point to measure against my progress. Over the next few months, I'm going to keep you guys updated on the progress on my distance, the progress on my health and all that, share with you all the setbacks, everything good and everything bad. Woo, Treason, stay straight. Didn't hold on long enough. Also, I had Eric take a look at some video of my drives so he can give me some advice on that. And also I had Clint from Blitz Disc Golf. He was on a recent podcast on the Disc Golf Answer Man show, so check that out. But he does tutorial videos, and I asked him to take a look at the video as well. You know, honestly, this feels like a second chance, this reset, you know? I mean, I got a second chance to come back to Dynamic Disc to work for a company I love. It's like getting a second chance on improving my game. Even if it's just for casual rounds and to enjoy the sport more. And just like this that I talked about earlier, just kind of a second chance to take another look at him. And maybe it's a reminder for you to maybe take another look at your game. See what you need to improve upon in 2026. So I'll keep checking back in, let you know how I'm doing on my progress, be honest about the ups and downs. And speaking of new stuff we're checking out, I got these new discs right here. Be on the lookout for the next video when I talk about these amazing discs.
Smile on my face, may not go my way. Still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Running our race, just at our pace. Made some mistakes, but